Have you ever held a coin and wondered about its journey? Coins are more than just money. They're small pieces of history. They tell us stories about kings and queens, empires and trade, and, the daily lives of people long ago. The history of Hong Kong's coins is a fascinating tale. It actually mirrors the story of Hong Kong itself. This small island transformed from a quiet fishing village into a global financial center. Its coins changed along with it, reflecting its unique journey through time. From ancient Chinese cash coins to modern bimetallic pieces, each coin holds a chapter of Hong Kong's rich and complex past, just waiting to be read. This essay will take you on a journey through the complete history of Hong Kong coins. We'll start in ancient times, long before the British flag was raised over the island. We'll explore the Chinese cash coins that circulated for centuries. Then, we'll move into the British colonial era, a time when Hong Kong began to mint its own unique currency. You'll learn about the designs, the metals, and the monarchs who appeared on these coins. We'll examine the dramatic changes that occurred during times of war and political transition, and see how the coins adapted to new realities. We'll look closely at the different series of coins issued under British rule. This includes the coins from the reign of Queen Victoria, King George V, and Queen Elizabeth II. Each monarch brought a new portrait and sometimes new denominations. We'll discuss the materials used, from bronze and copper to silver and nickel brass. The story will also cover the difficult period of the Japanese occupation during World War II. During this time, military yen replaced the familiar Hong Kong currency. The post-war recovery brought back the coins we know, but with new designs and features that marked a new chapter. Finally, we'll arrive in the modern era. We'll explore the coins leading up to the 1997 handover of Hong Kong to China. This was a pivotal moment in history, and the coinage reflects this transition beautifully. We'll see how the Queen's portrait was replaced by the Bohemia flower, a symbol of the new Hong Kong Special Administrative Region. We'll also touch upon special commemorative coins and rare issues that are highly sought after by collectors. By the end of this essay, you'll have a deep appreciation for the small metal discs that have passed through the hands of millions in one of the world's most dynamic cities. Long before Hong Kong became a British colony, it was a coastal area of China. People living there used the same money as the rest of the Chinese Empire. For many centuries, the most common coins were Chinese cash coins. These coins were very distinctive. They were usually made of bronze or brass. They had a round shape with a square hole in the middle. This hole was practical. It allowed people to string many coins together with a rope or a stick. This made them easier to carry and count, especially for large transactions where hundreds or even thousands of coins were needed. These cash coins were used for over 2,000 years in China. The design remained remarkably consistent. On the front, there were usually 4 Chinese characters. These characters told you the name of the emperor who issued the coin and the period of his reign. For example, a coin might say Kangxi Tongbao, meaning it was a valuable coin from the reign of Emperor Kangxi. The back of the coin was often blank in earlier dynasties. However, later coins, especially from the Qing dynasty, had characters on the back too. These could indicate the mint where the coin was made, often in Manchu script. In the area we now call Hong Kong, archaeological discoveries have confirmed the use of these coins. Hoards of coins from the Tang, Song, Ming, and Qing dynasties have been found. This shows that the region was part of the wider Chinese economy. Fishermen, farmers, and small merchants would have used these cash coins for their daily needs. They would buy rice, salt, and tools with them. For larger purchases, they might use silver ingots, which were valued by weight. The cash coins were the small change of the empire, the backbone of everyday commerce for ordinary people. Even after the British arrived in 1841, these Chinese cash coins did not disappear overnight. They continued to circulate alongside other currencies. The local population was familiar with them and trusted their value. However, the British wanted to establish their own monetary system. They needed a currency that was more stable and better suited for international trade. The existence of these ancient coins presented a challenge. The new colonial government had to find a way to integrate or replace them. This set the stage for the creation of the very first Hong Kong coinage, a major step in defining the territory's new identity. When the British took control of Hong Kong in 1841, they found a confusing mix of currencies. Chinese cash coins were used for small daily purchases. For larger trade, merchants used Spanish and Mexican silver dollars. British pounds, and Indian rupees. This was not a good system for a growing trading port. The government needed a single, reliable currency. Their first attempts were not very successful. They tried to make British silver coins the standard, but the local Chinese population preferred the familiar silver dollars they had used for years in trade across Asia. This resistance was a significant hurdle. The solution came in 1863. This was a very important year for Hong Kong's money. The colonial government decided to create its own coins specifically for Hong Kong. A mint was established in London to produce them. The first coins were the 1 mil, the 1 cent, and the 10 cent. The 1 mil coin was the smallest. It was made of bronze and had a round hole in the center, just like the Chinese cash coins. This was a clever design choice. It made the new coin look familiar to the local people who were used to stringing their money together. The name mil came from the Latin word for thousandth, as it was worth 1,000th of a dollar. The 1 cent coin was also made of bronze, but it was a solid coin without a hole. It was larger than the mil, and became the basic unit for everyday transactions. The 10-cent coin was made of silver. This showed that it had a higher value. All these first coins featured the portrait of Queen Victoria on the front. On the back, they had the value written in English and Chinese, along with the name Hong Kong and the year. This bilingual design was a practical necessity. It ensured that both the British administrators and the Chinese residents could easily understand and use the new currency. The introduction of these coins was a bold move. To further establish a local currency, Hong Kong even opened its own mint in 1866 on Sugar Street. This mint began producing silver dollars, half dollars, and other denominations. The Hong Kong silver dollar was a beautiful coin, featuring Queen Victoria. However, the mint was not a financial success. It was expensive to run, and the Chinese merchants were slow to accept the new Hong Kong dollar over the trusted Mexican silver dollars. After just 2 years, the Hong Kong mint was closed in 1868. The machinery was sold to Japan, where it helped start the Japan Mint in Osaka. After the closure of the local mint, Hong Kong continued to issue its own coins, but they were once again made in England. Throughout the long reign of Queen Victoria, Hong Kong's coinage system became more established. The coins from this era are a window into a time of great expansion and trade. The key currency was based on silver. This meant the value of Hong Kong's money was tied to the price of silver, not gold. This was common in China and much of Asia. The main coin for trade was the silver dollar. Most often the Mexican silver dollar, which was widely accepted across the region. The smaller coins, or subsidiary coinage, were specifically for Hong Kong. These included the bronze 1 cent, and the silver 5 cent, 10 cent, 20 cent, and 50 cent pieces. The designs were consistent. The front, or obverse, always showed a portrait of Queen Victoria. As she aged, her portrait on the coins was updated, showing her progression from a young queen to a mature monarch. This was a powerful symbol of British authority and stability. The back, or reverse of the coins, clearly stated the value in both English and Chinese characters, circling the denomination in the center. These coins were essential for the daily life of the colony. A worker might earn a few cents a day. He would use these coins to buy food from street vendors, pay for a ride on a rickshaw, or purchase small goods at the market. The silver coins were used for more significant purchases, like paying rent or buying more expensive items. The quality of the silver was important. People trusted these coins because they knew they contained a specific amount of precious metal. This intrinsic value was a key reason why the silver standard was so successful in Hong Kong for so long. One of the most interesting coins from this period is the Hong Kong 50-cent coin. It was first introduced in 1890. Before this, the largest local coin was the 20-cent piece. The introduction of a half-dollar coin made larger transactions more convenient. Like the other silver coins, it was made of 80% pure silver and featured the Queen's portrait. These Victorian-era coins are now highly prized by collectors. They are not just old money, they are artifacts of a global empire and the foundation of Hong Kong's modern economy. They represent the period when Hong Kong truly became the Pearl of the Orient. The early 20th century brought significant changes to Hong Kong and its coinage. The silver standard, which had served the colony for decades, became unstable. The global price of silver fluctuated wildly, causing problems for Hong Kong's economy. In 1935, Hong Kong finally abandoned the silver standard and pegged its dollar to the British pound. This meant coins no longer needed to be made of precious metal. The silver was withdrawn from circulation. New coins were introduced made of cheaper metals like copper nickel and nickel brass. This was a major shift in the very nature of money in Hong Kong. This period of change was followed by one of the darkest chapters in Hong Kong's history: the Japanese occupation from 1941 to 1945. During World War II, the Japanese Imperial Army took control of the colony. They immediately declared the Hong Kong dollar to be illegal. In its place, they forced people to use a new currency called the Japanese military yen. This currency was not backed by anything of value. It was simply paper money printed by the military. The Japanese forced people to exchange their Hong Kong dollars for military yen at a fixed rate, which effectively stole their savings. The military yen had no coins, it was only issued in paper notes. As the war went on, the Japanese printed more and more money to pay for their expenses. This led to hyperinflation. The value of the military yen plummeted, prices for food and basic goods skyrocketed, people's life savings became worthless. It was a time of extreme hardship and suffering. Many people tried to hide their old Hong Kong dollars and coins, hoping that the British would one day return. Owning Hong Kong currency was dangerous, but it represented a hope for the future. When the war ended in August 1945, and the British returned, the military yen was declared worthless. The Hong Kong dollar was immediately restored as the legal currency. The pre-war coins were put back into circulation. However, the war had caused a shortage of coins. To solve this, the government began issuing new coins. These coins looked similar to the ones from before the war, featuring the portrait of King George VI. But this period marked a deep scar on the memory of the people. The experience with the worthless military yen reinforced their belief in a stable and reliable currency, a trust that the Hong Kong dollar has maintained ever since. The coronation of Queen Elizabeth II in 1952 marked the beginning of a new chapter for Hong Kong's coinage. The first coins featuring her portrait were issued in 1955. These coins were eagerly awaited and represented a sense of renewal and stability after the hardships of the war. The first series of Elizabethan coins featured a portrait of the young queen by the artist Cecil Thomas. This portrait showed her wearing a laurel wreath. The denominations included the 5-cent, 10-cent, and 50-cent pieces, made of copper nickel or nickel brass. The designs were elegant and classic, continuing the tradition of British colonial coinage. As Hong Kong's economy boomed in the 1960s and 70s, the need for currency grew. New denominations and designs were introduced. A large scalloped-edged $2 coin was introduced in 1975, and a decagonal, or 10-sided $5 coin followed in 1976. These unique shapes made them easy to distinguish by touch, which was helpful for everyone, including the visually impaired. The materials also changed over time. For example, the 50-cent coin was reduced in size, and the composition of the $1 coin was changed from copper nickel to a smaller, nickel-plated steel version in later years. In 1975, a new portrait of the Queen was introduced on the coins. This portrait, by Arnold Machin, was more mature and became the standard image of the Queen on British and Commonwealth coinage for many years. These coins are the ones that many people who grew up in Hong Kong during its economic miracle remember best. They were used to buy snacks after school, ride the iconic Star Ferry, or save up for a special treat. The coins from this era are symbols of Hong Kong's golden age, a time of incredible growth, optimism, and rising prosperity for its people. The final portrait of Queen Elizabeth II to appear on Hong Kong coins was introduced in 1985. This was the third portrait by Raphael Maclou. This series of coins would be the last to bear the image of a British monarch. As the 1984 Sino-British Joint Declaration set the date for Hong Kong's return to China in 1997, it was clear that the era of royal portraits was coming to an end. These last Elizabethan coins circulated during a time of both excitement and uncertainty, as Hong Kong prepared for its historic transition. They are the final chapter in the long story of British colonial coinage in the territory. The years leading up to the 1997 handover were a time of profound change in Hong Kong. This transition was clearly reflected in the territory's coinage. In 1993, a brand new series of coins was introduced to prepare for the transfer of sovereignty. The most significant change was the removal of Queen Elizabeth II's portrait. After more than 130 years, the image of a British monarch would no longer appear on Hong Kong's money. This was a powerful symbol that a new era was beginning. The old coins with the Queen's head were gradually withdrawn from circulation, though they remained legal tender. In place of the Queen's portrait, the new coins featured the Bauhinia blakeyana flower. This beautiful orchid, which was discovered in Hong Kong, had been the city's floral emblem since 1965. Its adoption for the new coinage was a deliberate choice. The flower was a neutral and local symbol. It represented Hong Kong itself, rather than any political power. The reverse side of the coins was also redesigned, with a more modern and clean look for the numerals indicating the value. The inscription Hong Kong was still present, along with the value in Chinese characters. The new series of coins included a wide range of denominations, from 10 cents to $10. One of the most notable additions was the introduction of a bimetallic $10 coin in 1993. This coin has an outer ring of copper nickel and an inner core of nickel brass, giving it a distinctive two-tone appearance. This was a modern security feature designed to make the coin more difficult to counterfeit. A smaller, round $7 coin was also briefly considered but never issued for general circulation, making its prototypes extremely rare and valuable to collectors today. After the handover on July 1, 1997, the name on the coins changed. Instead of just Hong Kong, the new coins were inscribed with Hong Kong, China in English and Chinese. This small change was highly significant. It confirmed Hong Kong's new status as a special administrative region of the People's Republic of China. The Bauhinia flower design remained, reinforcing the idea of one country, two systems. This principle promised that Hong Kong would maintain its own economic and legal systems, including its own currency, the Hong Kong dollar, separate from the Chinese yuan used on the mainland. Beyond the coins used in daily commerce, Hong Kong has a rich history of producing special coins for collectors. These commemorative issues celebrate important events, cultural traditions, and the unique character of the city. One of the most popular series is the Lunar New Year coins. Starting in 1976, the government began issuing sets of coins to celebrate the Chinese zodiac. Each year, a special coin or set is released featuring the animal of that year, such as the dragon, tiger, or rabbit. These coins are often beautifully designed and come in special packaging, making them popular gifts during the holiday. Another significant area for collectors is proof sets. A proof coin is a coin that is struck multiple times with specially polished dies. This process gives the coin a mirror-like background and a frosted, detailed design. They are works of art and are not intended for circulation. The Hong Kong government has issued official proof sets of its circulating coins for most years since the 1970s. These sets are a perfect way to see a year's entire coinage in pristine condition. The sets from the final years of British rule and the first years after the handover are particularly sought after by collectors. Of course, the most exciting part of collecting for many is the hunt for rare coins. Hong Kong's history has produced several famous rarities. Perhaps the most legendary is the 1866 Hong Kong silver dollar. As mentioned earlier, the Hong Kong Mint was only open for 2 years. Very few of the silver dollars it produced have survived, making them incredibly valuable. Another great rarity is the 1941 Hong Kong 1-cent coin. These coins were minted just before the Japanese invasion. The ship carrying them to Hong Kong was sunk during the war, and most of the coins were lost at sea. Only a tiny number of them ever reached circulation. Other rare finds include coins with errors. Sometimes, mistakes happen during the minting process. A coin might be struck on the wrong metal blank, or it might be struck off-center. These error coins are unique and can be very valuable. For example, a few $1985 coins were accidentally struck on a smaller, thicker planche. Finding one of these in your change would be like winning the lottery for a coin collector. The stories behind these special issues and rare finds add another layer of excitement to the history of Hong Kong's currency, turning a simple hobby into a treasure hunt through time. The coins of Hong Kong are much more than simple tools for buying and selling. They are a tangible record of its extraordinary journey. Each piece of metal tells a part of the story, from a small fishing outpost using Chinese cash coins to a global financial powerhouse with its own modern, secure currency. The transitions are etched into their designs. The shift from Chinese imperial rule to British colonial administration. The stoic portrait of Queen Victoria giving way to the hopeful symbol of the Bauhinia flower, and the final inscription of Hong Kong, China, marking a new chapter in its history. The materials and designs of the coins reflect the economic and political realities of their time. The early reliance on silver demonstrated Hong Kong's role in regional trade. The pragmatic decision to punch a hole in the first mill coin showed an understanding of local customs. The introduction of oddly shaped coins in the 1970s was a practical solution for a bustling modern city. Even the difficult period of the Japanese occupation, marked by the absence of coins and the trauma of military yen, is a crucial part of this monetary story, reinforcing the value of stability and trust in a currency. For an American reader, the history of Hong Kong's coins offers a unique perspective on the forces of colonialism, trade, and cultural identity. It is a story that parallels the rise of global trade in the 19th and 20th centuries, where currencies from different empires met and competed in busy ports. The Hong Kong dollar's ability to survive and thrive, adapting to changing political masters and economic crises, is a testament to the resilience and pragmatism of the Hong Kong people. It stands as a symbol of the city's unique identity, a bridge between East and West. Today, as Hong Kong continues to navigate its future, its coins remain a constant in the pockets of its citizens. They are a daily reminder of the one country, two systems principle. The Bauhinia flower on every coin is a quiet but powerful statement of local pride and autonomy. The history held within these small metal discs is not over. As Hong Kong continues to evolve, so too will its currency. Future coins will carry new stories, but they will always be built upon the rich and complex legacy of the coins that came before them. A legacy that is truly the story of Hong Kong itself.